Hello, everyone. Well, it's starting to get really hot here again in the desert like it does every summer. But just today, it was up to 116 degrees. So a lot of people wonder, well, how can anybody survive that kind of heat during the summers here, which it usually lasts, the very hot months are July and August. Those are the hottest months here. And so, well, I'm going to share with you 8 tips on how to survive summers in the desert. So if you're thinking about moving to one of our desert cities here in the Coachella Valley, here are some tips for you. I moved here in 2005 from the San Francisco Bay Area, and I was living in La Quinta. I bought a house there, and then I got my real estate license in 2006, and I've helped many sellers and buyers buy and sell homes here in the Coachella Valley. We just call it the desert. And many of them stay for the year round, including myself. And though I do take short and longer trips now and then to break it up a little bit. And a lot of the people here, such as Bill Gates or Larry Ellison, they'll only stay for maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month at the most, because it's one of their many, many homes. But because our season is spectacular, we have the tennis as well. We have, the tournaments at the Indian Wells Tennis Gardens. We have the Coachella Music Festival. We have Stagecoach. And people just love coming here when it gets cold. We call them snowbirds, where they come from. And they love to play pickleball, tennis, go to all these events, bike, hike. And it's just a beautiful area with the mountains. Sometimes there's snow on the peaks. And yet down here in the valley, we've got the beautiful, majestic palm trees, gorgeous flower beds all around the city. And it's just a spectacularly beautiful area to live most of the time. But starting at the end of, say, April, and definitely by the end of May, it gets quite hot for a lot of people. And so they leave, but then they come back, usually around October, sometimes even September. But nowadays, we have a lot of people staying year-round. So a lot of the restaurants stay open year-round as well. So that's a really good perk these days. So let me dive into the hot tips, 8 hot tips to survive the summers in the desert. So 1, people get up early. I get up early in the morning to have a beautiful breakfast by the pool when it's still very pleasant out. 2, I keep hydrated, and I really recommend everybody always have a bottle of water with them. And here's a hot tip that I do myself, is I got a whole bunch of those mason jars, those glass mason jars, and fill them up with water and keep them ready and nice and chilled in the refrigerator. And that way you don't have a lot of landfill. You just keep reusing those mason jars, and you'll always have a nice, cold, tall jar of water to drink from during the day. Now let's see what's next here. Okay. 3, whenever I go out, I always try to remember to put a hat on. It could be a baseball cap. It could be a Panama hat. It could be any kind of hat, as long as it covers your head and your eyes, and you have to have your sunglasses on as well. And also it's a good idea to have long sleeve shirts on to protect your arms. And what else? Of course, sunscreen. You have to have sunscreen on your face, your neck, tops of your ears. And if your arms are exposed, you should put sunscreen on that too. And I usually don't put it on my legs because I like them to get a little tan, but I very rarely ever sit in the sun except for when it's already starting to set. So anyway, okay, tip number 4. So just like people in other countries that have very hot summers, such as Italy, such as Spain, Mexico, and others, I will sometimes take a siesta in the afternoon, and it feels like the right thing to do. Then when I get up, I usually stay up later and take care of a lot of things later into the night, including chores and things like that. And so that takes, that's a nice break from the heat as well, just taking that siesta. Sleep is good for you, you know, it really is. 5, when the sun starts to set, that's when I do my swimming, my laps in the pool, which I try to do, you know, probably about at least 3 times a week. And and it's just beautiful. I do it when the sun starts to go down, and then it gets dark, and then I do, you know, float on my back and look at the stars and the moon and the palm trees, and it's absolutely gorgeous to do that. It's a wonderful feeling, and the water's naturally warm. You don't flinch at all. You don't have to turn the heat on. It's already heated from the sun during the day. And so number 6, when the stars come out, sometimes I ride my bicycle on my usual route, my usual itinerary, and I usually do it even when the weather's cold, because I just don't like having cars around when I'm doing my bike ride on my usual itinerary. And, you know, it takes about an hour. And it's really amazing how quiet the streets are at night. And it's a beautiful time to ride my bike. Got to put the light on, of course. Now let's see, I have 2 more hot tips for you. And okay, here's one. All right. Number 7. I generally don't cook dinners at home during the summer, except for maybe salads, and that's not cooking. So then there's less dishes to clean, and especially if we go out to dinner, which we do more of during the summer, that way I don't have to do the dishes and sweat it out over dishes. And, you know, summer, you just don't feel like doing dishes. And I usually don't really feel like it anytime, but during the summer, definitely don't want to. So going out to dinner, and like I said, there's a lot of places still open during the summer these days. And so I'll share with you a few of my favorites are the Venue. It's on El Paseo. We like that place for the sushi, and they have really great cocktails as well. But the sushi is amazing, and it's such a wonderful atmosphere. Love that place. And it seems very fashionable and sort of artsy there. And let's see. Then we love Kitchen 86, which is also on El Paseo. And it has a South Beach, Miami vibe to it, which I really love. They have, they're open late. That's the beauty of Kitchen 86. They keep serving food until at least 11 o'clock at least. And they have 2 pianos there, which sometimes they have dueling pianists, and they both sing. And sometimes there might be just one pianist there, and they sing. And so it's very entertaining. And so we love Kitchen 86. The staff is great. They're very helpful, attentive, upbeat. It's a very upbeat kind of a place to go. So we love that place. And let's see, we also love Eddie V's. Eddie V's is a fine seafood restaurant. They also have in the bar area of the restaurant, which is a big room actually, where you can get the full menu. They have a pianist, often with a bass player, or drum and drums, and you know, some other instrument, and one or two singers. So it really is entertaining and fantastic food, and I highly recommend them for a special occasion such as your birthday. I've been going there for my birthday every year for the last, I think at least 3 years, because they really do it up. They bring you a triple dessert platter, and they do the flambe on the, I guess it's the bananas Foster. They do the flambe. And so anyway, it's so delicious. And they really make a big production of it, which is really fun. They don't sing the happy birthday thing. I mean, I suppose they would if you asked them to, but we don't need that. But that dessert platter is just so good. And they even give you a little note and everything, wishing you a happy birthday. I mean, they really go all out, and it's really, really such a wonderful experience. And let's see what else have we got here. There's one more tip, and that's to make sure that you have your AC technician come over and give your AC units tune-ups, because you should do that before the hot weather hits, because otherwise there might be a delay, because isn't it often the case, just when you need the AC, it gets blown out because you haven't used it all year. So you don't want to be stuck without AC here in the desert. Okay, that's all I've got for you today. So please like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. And also, please contact me if you have any questions that I can help you with. I'm here to help you with your real estate goals. I'm your real estate agent. Let's see, what's my little thing? From Palm Springs to India. I'm your realtor in the know. So anyway, in the meantime, please stay cool.